Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. Today's crypto in focus is Stellar Lumens or XLM and its corresponding system, Stellar, an open network for storing and moving money. It is currently ranked 12th on the list of cryptos based on circulating market cap. Price is just below 8 cents per XLM. And before continuing, a quick overview of what is in store for today's video. And if you haven't done so already, click subscribe, smash the bell icon, follow the channel, and give the video a like as well. We'll have a quick review of the price data, what is Stellar, XLM and its use cases, some relevant news and partnerships, ways of storing XLM, 2 price analyses and a general market update. Well, this must be said, none of the information in this video is financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Going on to the prices, courtesy of Live Coin Watch. Stellar Lumens has a circulating market cap of just below $1.6 billion and circulating in total supplies of 20.29 and just above 50 billion XLM respectively, and its all-time high of 92 cents, coinciding with the huge bull run back in December 2017 and early January 2018. Jumping back to Stellar and what it involves, scrolling down and having a look at some of the key features here, it says borderless, limitless and powerful. Stellar makes money better, so you can leverage the cryptocurrency-backed tokens already on the Stellar network. It says asset exchanges and micropayment services, and there's information there for developers as well. I just wanted to touch on the main organization behind Stellar is the Stellar Development Foundation. So they're a non-profit organization created back in 2014. Their main purpose is to help support the technical and business communities around Stellar and is, according to this, a speaking partner to regulators and institutions. Going back to the project itself, for brevity, I won't discuss this at length, and as usual, with all of the links will be available in the description. So a quick intro to Stellar. It's designed so the world's financial systems can work together by having this decentralized network for currencies and payments that can be done in seconds rather than taking days to settle with the current system. Since launching in 2015, it has processed more than 450 million operations by over 4 million individual accounts. And scrolling down, it says who builds on Stellar? Stellar has their own algorithm called the Stellar Consensus Protocol. And then it contrasts it with the proof of work method for Bitcoin. It also refers to the white paper of Stellar. So that ties into my next point. For all cryptocurrencies and their respective projects, you should have a white paper, which is essentially a project blueprint. It highlights some of the key aspects of the crypto or its corresponding blockchain and any other relevant information, but in more detail, usually at a more technical level. Plenty to take in. What is very important, and I was listening to a podcast recently about this, in terms of who will benefit the most from cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, especially in the form of payments, or from what I'm repeatedly hearing, generally those people who live in poorer countries or those with excessive or hyperinflation, especially in Venezuela, and that's depicted by this graph here, they would benefit the most from equitable access to the global financial system. There's a huge amount of potential for various organizations and companies, whether it's for profit or not for profit, make a huge difference to people's lives. Now, especially for people who rely on remittances or they struggle to get access to financial services that many people in the West take for granted. In regards to case studies, this company here, Saldo, it allows migrant workers to support family members back home by making it easy to pay bills across borders. It mentions Mexico, and I assume this would relate to many people across Latin America. There, beyond that region, you've got Africa and Asia as well. Other case studies, we've got Satoshi Pay, so they eliminate the need for ads and paywalls by allowing consumers to micropay for online content. At the official Satoshi Pay website, it talks about business solutions, micropayments, and the Solar Wallet, which would allow you to buy, sell, and withdraw your Stellar Lumens. I'll talk more about ways of storing your XLM later in the video. So Saldo, Satoshi Pay, and this one here has generated quite a bit of publicity. IBM's WorldWire, if I go to the website here, and the related PDF of WorldWire benefits. Another thing to point out whilst I'm on the IBM website, it says here, there's a report that's being produced by IBM and the Official Monetary and Financial Institutions Forum. It's titled What role could central bank digital currencies play in everyday life? I'm curious to know to what extent CBDCs could compete with Stellar or could possibly complement Stellar. And this ties in with XRP, which is a potential competitor to Stellar Lumens. But when you consider the trillions of dollars of value being transacted every day, I believe there'll be space for Stellar, XRP, and even these CBDCs. Moving on to Stellar news, one of the major events that occurred at the end of last year, and this caused quite a bit of controversy because of the huge reduction in total supply. The SDF proceeded with the idea to burn 55 billion tokens, so that's more than half of the total supply, to have been removed from existence. There's this Crypto Slate piece which elaborates on this, but as we saw earlier in the video, this has done very little, if anything, to help the price. When it's down 90% from its all-time high, it may have caused people to abandon their hopes for the project. We'll see what happens. There is an article, a communique from Stellar, or it's part of its blog, titled SDF's Next Steps. This was back in November 2019, so I recommend checking that out if you want more information in terms of the total supply of lumens or before and after the burn. Another major event involving Stellar was there's this partnership with Keybase, and it's called the Big Stellar Space Drop. In a nutshell, well, the original plan was to give away 2 billion XLM over the next 20 months. After about 2 or 3 months, Stellar, the SDF decided not to proceed with this because of fraudulent accounts and scammers. I came across this CoinDesk piece. It's titled, Stellar tried to give away 2 billion XLM tokens on Keybase. Then the spammers came. It's frustrating when you have people exploiting the system. I think there was a good intention behind it. Had this giveaway continued, it could have enticed new people into the market. And moving on to the next article, there's this publication here from the block Crypto, talking a bit more about Satoshi Pay. It's titled, Satoshi Pay raises $550K via convertible loan from Stellar Development Foundation. So they've offered this loan to provide assistance, especially through these uncertain times. This helps reinforce the partnership between the two. But something else I forgot to mention before, an extra feature of Stellar or the Stellar network is Stellar X. So there's this decentralized crypto platform. And for those who aren't familiar with these, or what are called DEXs as well, it's a way to buy or sell crypto using exchanges whereby all of the funds are still under your custody, as opposed to conventional exchanges where they manage the funds for you. So there's Stellar X. I haven't used it before. Let us know in the comment section if you or someone else you know has used this before, whether it's a positive or negative experience. Feel free to share your thoughts. Before talking about ways of storing XLM, there's this guide here from Asia Crypto Today. Stellar XLM Guide, Uniting Financial Institutions in One Network. This gives an overview of some of the information I've discussed so far. Let's have a look at different ways of storing your XLM. So Ledger is one of the most popular ways of storing your crypto in a secure manner. You have full control over your assets. It's very comprehensive in terms of the supported assets and the different wallets you can use through the devices. But looking at Stellar Lumens, 3 options here. You've got Ledger Live, which is the most convenient option if you're using a Ledger device. There's also Stellar Term. That's another decentralized exchange. And Account Viewer. So there's that. Other than Ledger, you've also got Trezor. It's one of the major alternatives to Ledger. Through either the Trezor One or the Model T, you can use what is called the Exodus wallet, which segues into my next point about desktop and mobile wallets. So Exodus is a popular choice amongst people in the space. It's fairly comprehensive. It's very sleek. It's got a very neat design. It's built-in exchange over 100 supported cryptocurrency assets. If you want an alternative to the wallets I just spoke about, if you click on See More Wallets, you'll have a full list of options that would best suit your needs. So there are those options there. And before talking about the prices, jumping back to Live Coin Watch, if you want to find out different ways to purchase your XLM, well, there's a list of exchanges provided here. These are some of the most common choices here. We've got Binance, HitBTC, there's Coinbase Pro. It's available on the regular Coinbase as well. There's Huobi, Kraken, and different names listed there. Now is the time to look at my price analysis. Just to give you a general explanation, especially if you haven't seen my videos before, I'd like to draw your attention to this resource from Stellar and just scrolling down to this section about the lumen supply. And the SDF retains the other 30 billion as part of its mandate available through that link. Those lumens will enter the public markets over the next few years. There are other resources in regards to the crypto as well. Page under Stellar Developers provides more info about inflation if you're interested. So as a result, I've picked this circulating supply, assuming the 30 billion lumens held by the SDF will be entering circulation over time. So for simplicity, I've picked the 25 billion XLM figure. A quick recap of where we are at. At the time of recording this on the 10th of June 2020, we are just below 8 cents per unit, the circulating market cap of roughly 1.6 billion US dollars, and the suppliers as mentioned before. So let's begin with the price targets. My first one, $1 per XLM. I've chosen this because it is close to the all-time high price. $1 per XLM, fairly simple maths there. We've got 25 billion in circulating market cap. I believe in the next bull run, we will easily get to this price. Assuming the next bull run occurs before we get to this circulating supply, it would be something closer to this 20.3 billion figure. It would make it even easier to reach this price target. So if I had to guess the overall crypto market cap, and for the first two targets, I like to include this. Going off past information from the previous bull run back in late 2017, early 2018, I would say an overall crypto market of 850 billion US dollars. Okay, the next price target, $10 per XLM. And I just want to say, after I discuss this, I'm going to briefly talk about technical analysis and how that relates to the price as well. $10 per unit, that would be 250 billion in circulating market cap. That is still a very long way to go. That, just for perspective, is 100x from where we are now. Another way to look at this is you consider Bitcoin's circulating market cap at $180 billion. The overall crypto market cap at the time of making this is at 280 billion. We will need something massive if we want to get anywhere close to this price. Stellar, as is the case with various cryptos, the teams will need to form robust partnerships with various companies and create a product that is being used by people around the world. It's hard to tell exactly how rapidly financial institutions will embrace blockchain technology, especially companies that are involved in gross payment settlement systems, remittances, and others in that sector. If I had to make a guess about the overall crypto market cap, if this price point were to be attained, I would say $3.5 trillion. That's assuming Stellar Lumens leads the pack and makes its way into the top 10 and grows at a faster rate than several other cryptos. I know some of you are interested in technical analysis. I seldom discuss this, but just touching on a couple of things in relation to XLM. So what I recommend, there's this website called TradingView. It's very popular amongst people in the crypto space, very comprehensive as well. You can look at the price across different exchanges or the data provided by them for numerous assets, more than just cryptos as well. I'll quickly talk about two indicators that may give an idea whether it's a good time to buy or not. And I just want to reiterate as well that none of this is financial advice. Please always research this in further detail. A very common indicator that is used is called a moving average, and there are numerous types of moving averages. The moving average represents the average price movement or the average of these price movements over a defined period of time. I'll admit, technical analysis doesn't interest me as much as some other people. I think it's important to be aware of it and to have at least some basic understanding of what it is. Another indicator I want to quickly allude to is called the relative strength index. So it's a figure of 0 to 100, and it's usually between 30 and 70 as shown here in purple. If it's above 70, then it represents something that's overbought, and if it's below 30, then it's oversold. So potential buying opportunity there. And as you can see, this correlation between the price and the RSI. Despite this, the focus of the video, or at least this section, is about the price targets. So let's jump back to them. My next target is $20 per XLM. This would represent $500 billion in circulating market cap. That's about 250 times higher than where we are now. I wouldn't be holding my breath about reaching this price anytime soon, or even if we were to get to this target, and less so for my next target, which is even more ambitious. As we go through this, what do you think about these targets and how plausible are they? We would need a lot more than the partnerships that I've spoken about previously in the video. hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars in value transacted per day using Stellar Lumens or the Stellar network, and a network and service that is superior to that being offered by Ripple, and XLM being utilized more, or if not just as much, as XRP, or both currencies being used for gross payment settlement systems, remittances and all of that. I still think this is a long shot. Generally speaking, at the moment, society, with all of these uncertainties that we have around the world, I think people would be more likely to prioritize other things, would be very skeptical of these new technologies. I'm just thinking of my experience here in Australia. I've mentioned Bitcoin to so many people, and they have a vague understanding of just Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum, possibly Ripple and XRP, possibly. You mentioned Stellar Lumens, and I kid you not, they'll most likely think of something to do with astronomy. If we want to get to such a serious amount of money, we'll need widespread utility and a lot more education amongst the general public about cryptocurrencies. We're still a long way from ever potentially hitting this, and more so with the $50 price target. 1.25 trillion in circulating market cap at this supply, and factoring in the total supply of 50 billion XLM, at this point, realistically, I envisage the circulating supply to be higher than this. Just for simplicity, I've stuck with this amount. But the point I'm making is, if the circulating supply will be higher before we get to this price point, if we ever reach it, we would need even more liquidity, something closer to $2 trillion if we want to get to this. It's just my opinions based on the information I'm seeing. And of course, to play devil's advocate, how likely is it for Stellar Lumens to hit $0? Leave your thoughts in the comments section. We haven't finished just yet. There's still another analysis to cover, although this will be very quick because I'll just show you a visual representation of denominating Stellar Lumens in Bitcoin value, crypto to crypto as opposed to crypto to fiat, in terms of potential value in future. If you were to purchase a certain amount of XLM in US dollars at the moment, as of today's price, you would receive approximately these figures in XLM as shown in blue. You should adjust about 3 to 4% when you factor in currency conversion rates and any exchange fees as well, just to give you a more accurate figure. And in future, if you were to purchase Bitcoin at $35,000 or $35,000 and $70,000 per coin respectively, if you were to spend X amount of US dollars at these prices, then you would receive this much Bitcoin. Regardless, at least in the coming years, we'll still be denominating a lot of this in US dollars, especially for people that are entering the space and still getting their head around all of this. This is another way to interpret the value of XLM relative to Bitcoin or in comparison to Ethereum or any other crypto. That's a wrap for the prices. I'll do a quick market update. For those listening in future, at the time of recording this, it is currently 3:20 a.m. UTC on Wednesday, the 10th of June, 2020. The prices as follows. Bitcoin is currently $9,786 per BTC, Ethereum at $244 per Ether, XRP at 20 cents, Litecoin at $46 per coin, Binance Coin at $17.38, EOS at $2.76, Cardano at 8 cents per ADA. Going down the list, Chainlink at $4.41 per token, Monero $67 per XMR. Huobi tokens up 10% over the past week. It's $4.44. VeChain as well has had a very good week and a pretty good 24-hour period. It's up nearly 20% over the past 7 days. It sits at 0.8 of a cent. Basic attention token 24 cents. Amize Go at $1.66, and I'm going to throw in a wild card that I've been observing pretty closely and I've held onto for a while now. Lend, or AVE or Lend token, which used to be called ETHLend or ETHLend. It is up 23% over the past 24 hours, and over the past 7 days, 35% gains. It's at 8 cents. And the reason why I'm going to point this out, and as a sneak peek, if you've listened this far, I will most likely cover this in a future video. It's made a comeback, so a bit of a renaissance, so to speak. If you're not looking at the screen, at its peak, it hit 30 cents at the time of that meteoric rise throughout the market. It dipped to about 0.3 of a cent. This was back in September or late August, early September 2019. It's gone up about 25x since that bottom. It's doing well primarily because of DeFi. I've got an Ethereum video which talks about DeFi or decentralized finance as well. So that's one to keep an eye out on in the coming months, in my opinion, especially with its low market cap. But of course, this is not financial advice. What do you think of Stellar Lumens, and the various partnerships that I've spoken about throughout this piece? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest content, and don't forget to smash the bell icon as well. Give the video a like, share it with anyone who you believe will benefit from this information. Feel free to give your 2 cents in the comment section. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and that you're staying safe as well. New videos coming shortly. That's a wrap. Thank you very much. See you later.